Hello everybody. So fishing season starts for me because I'm trying to catch the Ethereum's bottom step by step. In today's episode I will explain you what's going on with Ethereum and Bitcoin, but more focus is going to be on the Ethereum, and I'll explain you why the Bitcoin is not very interesting in this phase, I would say. So let's go. Let's straightly start from the beginning, and let's start from the Bitcoin, and then we will deep dive a little bit Ethereum. So my logic is pretty simple on the Bitcoin, because on the high time frame the structure is pretty uncertain, I would say, and not looks pretty really good. So in previous videos I was mentioning that I made this line over here when we were trading somewhere here, right? And I was saying that this level is very important, and if we're gonna fall below that red line, right, the scenarios might change for next coming movements, right, and analysis might a little bit change. So do I turn completely bearish or not? Let's start from here. I wouldn't say that I'm completely bearish, but I will explain you why I'm getting a little bit bearish and a little bit like kind of careful with the Bitcoin. The idea is pretty simple. Every time when the impulse begun, right, from the beginning towards the end over here, I don't know if it's end or not, but for now it's the end, right? So the top, we can call it. Every major impulse, right, had the corrections. Like this impulse have a corrections, this impulse have a corrections, this impulse have a corrections, and this impulse also has a correction. So the major problem right now, what I do see on the market, is that this movement, right, which is started, the correction went already towards below the previous impulses high, right? So basically that's the kind of reversal model usually happens, and that's how actually on a high time frame the market reverse. And basically that's the sign actually that the reverse is happening. It not necessarily means that it's for sure gonna happen, of course, but the probability increases for that, right? So basically what we are seeing over here is that this impulse falling below the really very strong support. Falling below that, right, already straight, kind of breaks the high time frame structure. So this is why, like, Bitcoin from the long perspective, and saying like the Bitcoin needs kind of major impulses, it's already hard to say, right, because of that structure. Previously, as we were trading here, I was pretty bullish, and I was saying that it's pretty like kind of annoying price action over here, because it takes so long time, and you are kind of, I don't know, are we kind of falling or are we going higher? Because as we were trading above that support, right, we were like bullish, and as we fall below, it's bearish. So right now we definitely fall below, and we cannot ignore that fact, right, that we are right now already trading below this strong support which one we got on the Bitcoin. So basically right now major kind of scenario which one I'm currently seeing is, of course, we need to take a Fibonacci, put on the beginning and the end of this impulse, because that's the impulse what I see currently, right? Let me real quick, logarithmic, and this one also logarithmic. Okay, so the major idea is pretty simple. The targets is from 0.3 to 0.6, and most likely prices comes from 0.3 to 0.5. That's the correctional structure. This is where I'm expecting the bounce, right? So about this bounce, this is what I mean. Like, if the bounce gonna happen right from here, or maybe straightly from here, because we are already in the target zone, that's already not for me that interesting. Even we are trading right now at the kind of in the zone, right? But the high time frame structure already giving me like cautious, so I'm pretty cautious to taking any positions right now or giving any calls right now. So basically I don't want to short that movement, of course, and I don't want to open the longs either. So basically what's my current standpoint? So first of the things, let's see what kind of reversal gonna be here. For sure, I'm sure that I'm not gonna take any longs over here. That's what I already decided. Whatever, I cannot see any confirmations for that, right? Because the higher time frame already proved itself. If we're gonna break it and go higher and then form some kind of structure tradable, okay. But right now for me, this each level is very strong resistance, right? So basically I'm not kind of big fan to start short the market at the top, right? First, I wanna on the high time frame as a weekly time frame over here, we confirm that we actually are in a bear market. So basically, where I would like to start to consider some kind of shorts is this one. If we open, do like this, right? So this is the strongest, I would say, support we got over here, right? So as the price kind of falls here, right, and for sure, the most likely there gonna be some kind of bounce, right? And this bounce already will be for me pretty bearish, right? And that's where I would like to accumulate some shorts, right? So basically, that's what I'm expecting. But if the bounce will happen from here right now, here, I mean, I don't want to take any shorts right now, but I know that it looks pretty juicy actually, because on the high time frame the structure already breaks, right? And that's like kind of like it creates really reversible model over here, and most likely we will go lower. But still, I prefer to play careful here, and that's why, I mean, I better wait even if that happens and the price goes like that, right? This level will be major for me, and that's going to be the confirmation that the structure actually of this bull market actually is over, and we are ready to go even lower, right? So something such kind of I'm expecting, right? But in case if that happens, and everything can possibly happen, right? If we reverse from here and go higher, I'm not gonna take any positions right now as long as we are trading below the all-time high. So if the price is gonna hit the all-time high and create some new structure for us, from there maybe I will consider some longs or shorts or whatever position is gonna give us. But for now, I'm out of the Bitcoin. So right now, let me I made it clear, I think, with understandable language. Right now, let me deep dive a little bit on Ethereum and show you what do I think about Ethereum, because Ethereum right now is getting way more juicy. And basically, I started the fishing. I started fishing the bottom, I would say, right? And I start to opening kind of leverage positions with a small amount, right? And trying to catch that longs, which is, I believe, might start really soon. So what do we see over here? For me, look at that. I'm not going to break down it by Elliott's wave theory over here. More, I'm going to use the structure. And what do I see? First of all, we had like two major levels. From the two major levels, there were some sellers, right? Those are two levels. First, the most strongest level was here, right? This is what I would say, like a lot of people exit the trade here, exit at break even. All of these people who filled they opened the position, right? Trying to invest in Ethereum. This move kind of scared them very much, and after I believed here was like kind of selling pressures from the weak hands. But that's my personal opinion. It doesn't matter. The structure shows itself same. Here was like kind of selling pressure, so I was right to calling this zone as a resistance. And another resistance is the all-time high. The all-time high is very like kind of key moment for every kind of chart. It doesn't matter what you trade. All-time high is very important level where basically it's same time and bullish, and same time it's the time to exit properly, right? I don't know what kind of trader you are, right? And mostly if you trade profitable, right, you understand it. If you are like a hedge fund manager or whoever you are, you understand it much more clear, right? That at this target at here, right, over here, the people start to, and the funds and big money start to take the profits. Do you know? Partly. I'm not saying that they exit fully. We will know if the price will go like something like this, right? Then we can say that the huge part being taken. But here I believe that here's the massive selling pressure from the big bros, like those guys already taking some profits. So this is why we are seeing this correction. So as in previous videos I was mentioning that Bitcoin had the same plus minus a moment previously when it hits the all-time high over here, right? So as the price reaches here, here's a lot of people start to exit the market, right? A lot of, actually, because it makes sense. You bought here and you at least want to take some kind of partly the position in the profits, right? So that's what's going on with Ethereum. Same thing, just the chart is a little bit backward, right? A little bit early yet. So that's what's going on. So how do I treat this movement right now? In previous videos, I was mentioning that I'm expecting here or choppy movement. So we actually had that choppy movement over here, right, at the all-time high, or we will see more deeper correction. And that deeper correction right now is actually what we are witnessing. So how do I actually, how do I measure where this correction comes? I personally didn't believe that would happen, but right now I'm thinking it's pretty logical because Ethereum is much more volatile than Bitcoin, and like kind of the corrections are really deep on Ethereum comparing to the Bitcoin, right? It's just because the liquidity in the Bitcoin is more than in Ethereum, so this is why like you see more flashy movements here. But I actually didn't expect that we will see such a deep correction. But if we take a Fibonacci put on the beginning and the end of this impulse, because we can separate those two impulses, because why? We had the impulse, we had already the correction, right? So and we have another impulse, so that's why I put the Fibonacci at the beginning and the end of this impulse. For me is interesting exactly that impulse. If we're gonna fall even deeper, right, then okay, we can say like the correction of whole impulse, right? And this impulse will be much more powerful actually in that case, but it's not in this video. So basically those are my targets here. Let me clean this one, we don't need anymore. This one we don't need anymore. So 0.5 to 0.6, that's the usual where the correction comes, and that's why I'm getting already very interesting, because as the price reached the 0.5, 0.6 area, plus we see very choppy price action from Ethereum on the 4-hour time frames. Over here you can much more clearly see. Look at that, right? From the top, the price is very choppy one. It looks like as a correctional structure. I cannot say what kind of like, is it ABC or what it is. More I can say that that's the wrong correction. Like I don't even see the pattern, like maybe like some kind of bull flag over here, but it's still hard to identify. And actually I don't trade the patterns, just to show you much more easy way, right? So basically, yeah, that's what's going on. As we entered into the target zone, right, deep corrections, cool corrections, and we already seeing the kind of reaction over here. We see some kind of volume. I'm actually checking or on ETF, or I'm checking on the kind of the market cap. Right? There's the more, I would say, more proper way to look at the markets, right? Proper way to the more proper volumes are here, right? So here we are. What we see the massive amount of splash of volume over here. Look at that, right? Here's a splash of volume, boom, target zone also, right, as the 0.5, 0.6, I mentioned it. So actually it's getting pretty good combinations, and I like it already, right? And basically that's a pretty bullish. Another thing what I do see, on the 5-hour time frame, let me check the MACD, what is MACD is doing. So MACD also, the MACD showing us divergence, look at that. That the prices increases, and MACD showing us divergence. They are creating for us higher highs, right? So that's how actually usually trend changes, right? When you see that massive spike over here, and then another low is weaker than previous impulse, right? So that's actually reversal model. Also confirmations, it gave us confirmation at the target zone. So we got splash of volumes at the target. First, the market reached the target zone. That's as a confirmation. Another one, we are seeing the volumes at that zone. We see the MACDs diverging, right? So actually, the things are getting much more good right now for the longs. So this is why I'm starting to take some longs. And in my Telegram channel, I was sharing, you can join our Telegram channel, and basically there I'm sharing everything what I'm doing currently on the market. And here you can see I opened the long position, I still hold it. And basically what's my plan over here? I'm expecting the reversal, but that reversal can happen in this target zone anytime soon, right? So we can actually consolidate here, several times. So I saw this reaction. I like the impulse which one happened on a smaller time frame. So I already opened some long position and put my stop loss at the previous low. But same time, I'm ready to take that stop loss, because I'm okay if the price will go once again towards this target zone. Maybe we'll retest more deeper, like like 2800 somewhere over here, right? And after reverses, but I'm okay with that. I better right now start to fishing with a small amount, and let's see, like maybe I'll catch that. Catch that bottom, right? So for me right now is worth to risk those things. But again, I'm repeating, this is not financial wise. The leverage trading is very difficult stuff, and it's if you don't know what it is, better never touch it, right? Because I'm knowing what I'm doing, right? So this is why I'm just sharing my things, what I'm doing. So basically, yeah, that's my current logic right now, that we retested really great level. We have enough confirmations. So right now I step by step join the long positions. I didn't expect that actually, that deep corrections, but thanks to the market, it giving us opportunity. Another thing, so what I'm expecting from Ethereum and the whole ecosystem, I'm expecting that Ethereum is more likely going to make for us all-time high and break the structure, right? And it's more understandable, it's more predictable, I would say right now, and much more obvious right now, for my opinion, in Ethereum. So this is why my attention right now currently is on the Ethereum. And from the investment perspective, I believe that altcoins in a really very good zone, because they are kind of at the bottom, waiting the Ethereum do its own job. And as the Ethereum will break the kind of all-time high and go higher, right, that ecosystems around the Ethereum gonna activate, right? So what does it mean? It means the liquidity will flow through the Ethereum towards those altcoins, right? So I believe I believe the Ethereum will break the all-time high, and if the Ethereum will break the all-time high, there's inevitable the altcoin season gonna start, right? So that's my logic right now. And plus, yeah, another thing, what I spend attention right now, I'm not gonna kind of open the charts for you, but I was posting it in my Telegram channel. I was saying that those coins over here, right, ZEC, Dash, ICP, XM, the Monero, right, DCR, Zen, BAT, TRAC, and DGB coins are kind of start to rising. Those are the old school, like OG tokens from the 2017s, right? So usually that's the signal. Let me hear right now, listen to me clearly. That's actually really strong signal, which is market giving us for the rotation perspective, right? This information is the people who for the people who's holding the altcoins. Sorry. So yeah, that's the signal. That's the first signal that the rotation has started. And the rotation is pretty logical right now if you overlap the things what I was talking about, that here a lot of bros are taking the profits, right? And these profits, I would say, they're using that liquidity, like to move that liquidity in the in more risk assets, right? So basically the risk appetite like kind of increases right now, right? It's just a signal. It's just the first signal. I wouldn't say like it's like major risk appetite right now wakes up, but that's the kind of the signal what you want to see, not the technical perspective when you analyze the market, the crypto market, and especially altcoins with the technical analysis. And usually it doesn't work good because there's a really low liquidity and the price is very choppy and unpredictable, right? So it's really hard to trade altcoins from the technical perspective. But when you see the rotation signals, that's a completely different story, right? So that's what I believe what's gonna happen with Ethereum, right? Ethereum gonna breaks the all-time high, for my opinion. We are having everything for that actually, right? We're in the target zone and all of the things, right? And if that happens, and when it happens, it's not when if, for my opinion, it's when it happens, the altcoin is gonna follow it. And of course, there are gonna be more kind of gains. So Ethereum for me right now is tradable from leverage perspective, and altcoins are really great for accumulation, like for the longer term of period, maybe spot buy and waiting for great gains, right? So that's what I'm thinking about. And Bitcoin right now for me is uncertain, and I'm not touching it at all. So basically, that's my idea, what I'm thinking about the crypto market currently. If you like my analysis, if you like the way how I look at the charts, and if you like what I share, and if you find that useful for yourself, you can subscribe to the channel, press the likes, and join our Telegram channel, guys. So see you in the next, and bye-bye.